Yo, so I hated myself and got jacked instead. This was me when I was 18 years old, and this is what I looked like at 23 years old. But believe me, the progress wasn't linear. Here's what I looked like last year and 3 months later. So I finally built a jacked, lean, symmetric body and strong as fuck, and I'm still endurant. And like, I just love the process of merging calisthenics with weightlifting, running, walking, etc. Like feeling like a complete athlete. And now that I have your attention, let me tell you the truth. No, I didn't take tren, steroids, or any enhancement that I don't even know the name of. I didn't do carnivore, I didn't do keto, I didn't starve myself eating 1200 calories. Well, I did, but this didn't end up well. So yes, I did it the natty way, or let me call it the right way. This is something I deserved and that I worked hard for. And if you stick around until the end, I'll show you the whole strategy and split I used to make it impossible to fail on your own transformation journey. And so before going on this fitness journey, like I was a skinny fat who only thought about playing video games all day, eating some junk, eating high dopamine YouTube videos, and I was so addicted to that in high school, I used to sleep 3 to 5 hours only every day. I ruined my health, and I mean, like, I think we can agree on that I probably have destroyed my puberty. I totally destroyed it. And in all honesty, like, I just hated my life. I mean, you can understand why. I hated my life, I hated myself. I was insecure, I was unconfident, I didn't have many friends. I used to place myself inferior to others just like that. It was natural for me. This was really bad. Like I couldn't even speak to girls. Yes, that's one thing. I couldn't even speak to other boys, other men my age, because I put myself inferior to them. Just like that. I don't know what had conditioned me to do that, but that was the case. If social anxiety had a name, not even social anxiety, social retardedness had a name, it would be Killian back then. It was that bad. Like I just want you to know, to understand that I come from a very long way, and so if I did it, anybody can. Because I think that compared to other people, I started way below and way behind. Like, and I'm not saying that to say that I had it more bad than you. Not at all. Because I'm not proud of this era. The thing is, I had to destroy, to kill so much of my old self that it was pretty hard, really hard in there, because I'm totally different now. And I'm doing some videos like that on YouTube. Yes, it's not talking to somebody, but I mean, I can talk to anyone I want now. And believe me, it's a huge difference compared to where I was before. I couldn't speak to anybody. And so how? What happened? Well, the moment everything changed for me was during the 2020 lockdown because, well, we were all locked in, but I was locked in playing video games while I was locked in scrolling and watching random YouTube videos like I used to. But the thing is, this time I was doing it all day. And I mean, I didn't feel that great. It was the first time I was actually locked in with my bad thought because they became badder and badder with time because I couldn't escape it. I was just there, sat all day, doing nothing. And so these voices in my head were becoming louder and louder and louder, and so I couldn't ignore it anymore. If I would have ended up at a really bad spot, believe me. And so that's when I understood that if I didn't change, if I didn't at least try to change, my life trajectories would have been really bad, really, really bad. And so that's when the like something unlocked. I had to change. You need to understand this. Some people don't change because that's like they say they want it, but do they really need it? You need to ask yourself this question if you're still at a place where you want it, you say you want it, but you're not really moving. Well, I mean, if you're watching videos like this, it means that there's something inside of you that really makes you want to change. And maybe, yeah, you need to change, but you need to find the reason why. And so when I finally started to go on this journey, well, I had no knowledge. I didn't know anything. The only knowledge that I had was that you had to starve yourself, to do endless cardio, and yeah, just go through hard pain and suffering to change your body to get a six-pack abs or to get abs, whatever it is. That was my knowledge back then. And so I did a lot of mistakes. Like today, it's been 5 to 6 years that I started this fitness journey. But in reality, it's only been 2 years that I actually know what I'm doing. My transformation wasn't about a 90 days transformation journey or whatever. I had to go through 4 years of actual trials and errors, a lot of errors, to actually know what I'm doing today. And like that's the thing when you don't have the right knowledge, the right mentorship, the right coaches, the right whatever, etc. Because if you're doing the things because you're listening to other people that aren't even fit and that's just common sense or common knowledge, which is usually wrong, then you'll get to a bad spot. Even though you're moving, which is good, you'll just end up to a bad spot because you actually don't know what you're doing and you're doing bad stuff. That's why this video is there for you. As I said, I didn't really know what I was doing at first. When I started, I just did endless cardio every day, endless of high intensity cardio every day. It isn't the way to build a sustainable relationship with working out. And second of all is that when you train like that, is it working? Yeah, I guess. You train like that a lot, and I wasn't eating enough protein as well, and you want a great body, well, this isn't the way. Because the thing is with cardio, yeah, I lost weight. Yeah, you'll be able to lose weight, but the thing is, if you're not doing any resistance training, well, you'll lose a lot of muscle in the process. And so you'll probably just end up at a worse spot than when you started. Because you'll still be fat actually. The weight on the scale would be less, would be lower. But you'll still look fat. You'll have a skinny fat look, which is worse. That's what I used to be, and believe me, you don't feel great in that type of body. Second mistake I made while doing this cardio stuff was that I thought you needed to starve yourself to get a six-pack ab, to lose weight, etc. Well, it worked. I lost a lot of weight, but I just ended up skinny as fuck. I was 54 kilograms for 175 meters, pounds in whatever here. I mean, yeah, I felt great at the moment because that's what I wanted. In retrospective, I just destroyed my health, one thing, destroyed my libido. I almost became anorexic at some point, even sitting with her. Yeah, I just became obsessed with abs. I had some eating disorders and this didn't feel nice. I had no energy, no nothing. Starving yourself, big no. Because that's the third mistake actually. I was so obsessed with the weight on the scale. I was so obsessed with abs that it kind of ruined everything for me. It ruined my newbie gains when I started calisthenics. I was still on this starving mode. I was really prone to injuries. I was not strong. I felt really in a bad mood. Everything was against me. Starving yourself, there's actually zero benefit to it. Zero. Then the fourth mistake, after everything went back right, went back on track, I started to realize that, well, being anorexic wasn't the goal, so I started to eat more, mini bulk here and there. I went back to a normal kilogram. I was lean. I was started to becoming muscular. But then I started mixing calisthenics with the gym. And that's when I entered like this bulk mode because I became obsessed again with the weight on the scale, but the other way around. So I bulked like a madman and I ended up really fat, almost 80 kilograms here. Lesson, do not be ever obsessed with what you see on the scale, either if it's a 4-ball cup or 2 cup. And my fifth biggest mistake was that I used to overtrain a lot because I've been reinforced with training a lot because that's how I lost, well, my first amount of weight, my first win. But so I was reinforced with overtraining, and so I started to do that in calisthenics and in the gym as well. So training at least 5 to 6 times a week for 1.5 to 2 hours each session. Nope, again, you're destroying your hormones, you're increasing too much cortisol in your body. This is not sustainable because you'll want to give up, you'll be too tired, you're frying your nervous system, and you don't have any energy for anything outside of the gym. Nope. So what to do instead? I thought about that, and that's when I realized that fitness, it wasn't supposed to be juggling between this diet, that split, this split, etc. Like we humans, we tend to overcomplicate things way too much. And that's the thing you need to understand. When fitness becomes part of your identity, it becomes part of your lifestyle, it becomes so easy, your life would be changed. You won't even have to be disciplined anymore. I'm not disciplined. I mean, when you're starting, you have to be because it's a new thing, you're not used to it, so you'll have a lot of resistance that you'll need to go through to be able to work, to be a fit guy, to be a fit girl, to be the guy who trains, who eats right, etc. But when it successfully becomes part of your identity and lifestyle, so easy, man. It gotta be enjoyable. That's the thing. I know it goes against the hustle culture and stuff, but that's the truth. And that's also one of the reasons I mix calisthenics with weightlifting and not only do weightlifting, because I don't just want to use a machine always and yeah, build some muscles, but not being able to do even 10 proper pull-ups or do anything with it and just be stiff, you know? What are your muscles for? But yeah, I want to build an aesthetic body, don't get me wrong, but I also want to be strong. I want to be mobile. I want to be able to control my body in space. I want to have a proper functioning body. That's also why I also walk a lot and run a lot. And that's actually the same for your diet. When you really understand that starving yourself isn't the way and that you really understand the fundamentals of diet, so calories in, calories out, tracking your macros, etc., it becomes so easy. You don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to go on a specific diet that you don't even like, that's, you know, as long as you count your macros, calories, and that you prioritize your protein, you can have a diet that doesn't even feel like a diet. It's just part of you. It's your diet. It's something you like, that whether you cut, whether you bulk, whether you maintain your weight, you'll always have the same diet. You need to stop overcomplicating this fitness stuff, man. Or girl, my bad. It's not about following a specific diet, it's about following a diet that you can adhere to for a lifetime. Sustainability, adherence. Obviously, it's not only about if it fits your macros, then it's good. Obviously, you'll have to need to cut the crap out of your diet, like things like sodas, too much sugar, fast food, etc. Duh. But the thing is, you can eat way more because of volume eating, because the more whole food you eat in your plate, the more protein, the more stuff like that, the more you'll feel like eating, but the less calories you'll eat, so it will be even more sustainable for you. Especially if something I forgot to talk about, which is one of the main component of my system that I use for myself and for my clients in fitness coaching, is walking. Walk more. Walk more. Even running is a bonus. I mean, I think running is great because you need to know how to run if you need to run sometimes, like somebody is chasing you or whatever. I don't know what crazy situations can happen, but you need to be able to run. That's what we used to do for hundreds of thousands of years. We need to know how to run. But that's still a bonus. Like, I think walking should be your main form of cardio. And every day, by the way, at least 10K steps per day, because, well, you're moving more, so you'll be able to eat more, whether you cut, maintain, or whatever. So it will make it more sustainable. You're taking fresh air, you're increasing your heart rate, so meaning you're increasing your lifespan actually. And the last reason outside of this scope is that it will increase your mood. You're taking fresh air, you're moving your body, and so instead of at your 9 to 5 taking a break, scrolling like a zombie, you just go outside for a walk. Physical, mental benefits, walk more, man. So when you think about it, the system is actually pretty simple. Train 3 to 5 times a week, merging calisthenics with weightlifting, so resistance training. Walk every day your 10K steps. Some days maybe you won't be able to do it, but on average you need to have it. If you want, as a bonus, you can run 1 to twice a week. Chill, eat the right way. So count your calories, track your macros, and like you can almost eat whatever you want in a reasonable manner, obviously. And you just track your data on a regular basis so you know where you're going. So I mean your weight, for example. When you start tracking your data, when you start doing the things that you need to do, the game becomes so easy. It needs to become part of your lifestyle. It needs to become a part of you. Because when you start enjoying the process, people will ask you like, how did you change? How do you go so much to the gym? How you do that? How you do this? And you'll just tell them, well, I just do. You have a body, which means you can improve it. You just need to stop listening to the fucking noise on the internet. Stop hopping between different trends, stop hopping between different splits, between different diets, new training plans, new this, new this, new that, new that, new that. No, what you need is actually pretty simple. You need to listen to one person, follow one plan, so it could be merging calisthenics with weightlifting, walk more, clean your diet while making it enjoyable, because as I said, when you track your calories, macros, protein, etc., it becomes so easy to eat like a king, to eat some stuff that you enjoy every day, and it doesn't even feel like you're on a diet. And all of that, walking, training, diet, etc., well, you just stick to it for months. Stick to it. Stop changing anything anytime you stumble upon something on the internet, on Instagram, YouTube, etc. You just pick something and you do it. And so if you want the exact routine I used to do, so a mix of calisthenics with weightlifting, then you can click on the link in the description and you'll get it for free. And if you're taking your fitness journey and transformation journey really seriously and want to get there faster without the headaches and the high and lows, just like Rogelio, then you can apply to work one-on-one with me. So you'll get a ton of support and you'll get everything made for you. And so you can book a call via the link in the description, or you can DM me the word change on Instagram and we'll talk there. And other than that, if you like the video, then you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, as we're only starting here. And I'll see you soon. Bye.